Alright, so I thought I was going to be releasing a different video today, but then the YouTube Rewind was a thing, so I'm going to be doing that today instead. Alright, welcome back lads, it's time for YouTube Rewind 2018. Now this video will not be the same as the normal style because I can't really make a video that quickly like that, so... When the video was first released on the 6th of December, I knew it was going to be controversial, and man was it controversial. The dislikes were over double the likes and the comments were filled with hate and spice. If spice is a word that people use. Today I'm going to be going through the bad bits, the good bits, and the bits that were missing. So, enjoy. I'm starting with the negative stuff because I know that's what people are interested in, so... other than what was missing, but that will come later. So I think that unfortunately when watching through this video the first time, I really cringed and hardly recognized anyone. The beginning was basically a worse remake of the Dwayne Johnson beginning from a different Rewind, except Dwayne Johnson actually has something to do with YouTube. Will Smith isn't even a YouTuber. I mean, no, sorry. He's my favorite YouTuber. Jokes aside, why would they even include him if he isn't even a YouTuber?
I would want Fortnite.
I'm sorry, but I could tell that he died inside when he said the word Fortnite. I think the fact that Ninja was one of the few people I recognized on the bus, despite him being bigger on Twitch than YouTube, was not a good thing. I did like the joke about thanking the bus driver, though. It wasn't that cringy and was actually quite well placed. I think Ninja played his part really well, even though he didn't have much to play for.
So guys, apparently we control Rewind this year.
When they said "so guys," I was really hoping for a "we did it" to reference Pyrocynical, but YouTube would never do that, so... One of the big questions I have is, was K-pop really this big of a thing this year? I mean, not for most people at least. In America, yes, but everywhere else, probably not. Continuing on this topic, they keep on the K-pop thing for way too long. I personally don't like it. Also, Casey Neistat was a much bigger thing last year than this year. With the whole K-pop thing, it's good that they've expanded to different countries, but I don't think K-pop really fits this.
Rewind needs more science. Could we do an experiment?
Love that. Melting lipstick.
Melting lipstick? Really? Might as well have been the eating Tide Pods thing. I love how they implemented the animators, but I mean, you can see how badly they edited them in by looking at the soft yellow outline around their bodies. I find this really agitating, but we'll just skim through that. The gushing problem with every Rewind is that it's not a proper recap of the year. It's more of a, these are the good things that happened. I like that they were talking about positive influencing and helping each other, but let's be honest, how many people in this Rewind were actually doing YouTube not for the money? What could have been referenced, or what should have been referenced, were the bad things that happened this year, and reflect on those who suffer loss or pain. I may sound like a horrible person saying that, but I mean, it's relevant for this year. The Rewind is more of an advertisement, not a recap, and that is why they make everything seem so nice and happy. The problem again is that almost every year is the same in terms of the message. Help each other! I mean, that's a positive thing, but what help does it have on the bad things that happened? The sad reality of the Rewind is that it could be the last to ever happen in the EU, thanks to Article 13. Despite this, it isn't really a way to end off with a bang. Some other problems that I had with the Rewind can be said now.
The floss was last year's thing.
To everyone who proved it's okay to talk about mental health this year.
Yeah, the scandal with BetterHelp was really good, wasn't it? Sorry, I'm being really harsh, but I just didn't enjoy this video. Okay, the comments. Those were not the comments I read. The ones I read were asking if PewDiePie was in this, and he isn't, so yeah. ASMR was kind of a big thing, but not that big, or at least not big enough to go into YouTube Rewind, in my mind.
Dame Tu Casita should never have existed. Why did anyone request this? Why is this even in YouTube Rewind?
Because I'm not too much of a bully, I thought it would be nice to include what I did enjoy about the Rewind. The implementation of the animators was really good, with LifeLogin playing a bit of a role which was really good to see. He's one of my favourite YouTubers, of course. Despite this though, the yellow outline was kind of ruining the idea, but it doesn't really matter. It may have been an editing mistake, but the budget was really big to be able to make these mistakes, so why did they make this mistake? Like I said before, I'm happy to see the platform stretching out to Asia and other parts of the world in different languages. What really made me laugh was the Big Shack feature and how they included Bongo Cat. That almost saved the entire thing for me. They are some of my favourite things from this year. Man Don't Dance and Bongo Cat were really good. Great representations of the meme community. No, I'm not being sarcastic. Big Shaq was more of a thing in 2017, but he's a great representative of the EU in this year's Rewind. He's just so comical and plays his persona really well in this. Okay, so I was hoping to be angry at the whole Baby Shark bit, but it's hilarious. Fair play. I mean, it was an alright implementation, so good job on that. Overall thoughts on the Rewind? The acting was not great. There were a lot of cringy references. Lachlan had all of his lines cut out, and there were too many YouTubers I did not recognize. Oh yeah, and there was too much K-pop in Cardi B. I only really became interested in the YouTube Rewinds in 2016 when they famously were getting worse. The earlier ones were badly made, but less cringy in my opinion. I, as most other people do, prefer the older Rewinds. This Rewind was probably the worst in terms of quality of humor, characters, and other things, but was arguably one of the best in terms of what they were trying to do. The fact that the entire Reddit community on MeIRL, r/teenagers, r/memes, and many other places were getting together to dislike the Rewind was honestly a bigger community thing than the video itself, but that's my thought on it. Obviously from this you can see the fact that a lot of the more mature audience, or Reddit users, dislike the Rewind for the different reasons that the younger audience wouldn't see. Usually when watching a bad movie or a bad video I need someone else's opinion to tell me if it's bad or not, but this was one of the first videos I did not need anybody else's opinion to tell that it was not the greatest thing ever. So yeah, this year's Rewind was not very good. In fact, possibly the worst. I'm sorry if you enjoyed it. I don't really mind, it's your opinion. As an outro, I'm going to list everything that was missing in this year's Rewind and I feel should have been in it. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe and stuff, and yeah, cheerio. So what was missing in my opinion? There's a long list, so get ready. PewDiePie saying, year review, I can't do it. Where was the boxing? That was such a big thing. The Sidemen weren't there. Quadeca should have been included even though he only recently became popular. Logan and Jake weren't there, but I'm actually happy about that. TikTok wasn't even referenced, even though it was probably one of the biggest things of the most recent times. Dan TDM wasn't even in this, and he was pretty big this year. 20 million subscribers is a big deal. Come on, why wasn't Mr. Beast in this? I mean, he was such a huge part of this year. He was so important to the entire plot, if you will, of the year. Shane Dawson was also big this year, but I guess he was a bit too controversial to be in this year's Rewind. No Marvel stuff, but I guess that's fine. They never really include movie stuff, so... Girls Like You was a big song this year, but they didn't even include it. The Weird Flex But Okay meme should have been in it as a joke. Come on, you missed out some really good cringe.